What's going on, friends? Welcome back to the channel. Appreciate you stopping by. Today is going to be a continuation of my wings project. A few months ago, I just had the bright idea that maybe I should install these. I found a company that was making their last few sets, and I bought them, and I absolutely love them. They're amazing, amazing pieces of artwork. I think they're a great addition to this bike. So anyways, the trade-off to getting these wings was that I was going to be losing the functionality of my mirrors slash turn signal. As you can see, it is one of those signals slash mirror combos that motorcycles all seem to have these days. And when you uninstall them, that's exactly where the wing goes. Now, it took a little while to figure out how I was going to solve that problem, and fortunately I came across a German company called MO.View, and they make a completely one-piece aluminum mirror. It's pretty fucking cool. Here it is right here, and it is all one piece of aluminum. And they have a video on their website, and I think you can find it on YouTube as well, about how they make these things. Holy shit, it is pretty damn cool. So that's what I decided to go with, along with their blinker system. And as you can see, it is pretty slick. Nice and bright, very clean look. I really love it. So the good news is, I was able to get this side on perfectly. The left side, fucking great. The bad news is, on the right side, the throttle side, I was not able to get the mirror in place because I'm stupid and I forgot that there's just not enough room in between the throttle tube and where this sits. There's just not enough room in there. And at the time, MO.View only had an adapter for BMW, so I had to wait a while. And finally, they released a universal adapter, which I received the other day. The kit comes with a bunch of different pieces, some screws, some instructions, and basically what's going to happen is this is going to slide in there. The mirror is going to sit on this raised lip part, and then the turn signal is going to slide into that port right there. So, a lot going on. Now, the shitty part about this whole thing is that I've got to almost disassemble everything that I did to get this installed the first time. And I will tell you that it was such a pain in the ass that I scrapped doing the video for it. It was just a shit ton of trial and error, and I got tired of looking at the footage, and I got tired of looking at the bike. And after about 3 or 4 days of just sticking around with this thing, I was just done. So once I got it in place, I said I wasn't gonna touch it anymore, but I really do miss having 2 mirrors. So it'll be nice to get both my mirrors back and just have, you know, a very symmetrical look again. Hopefully I don't have to disassemble everything. You know, last time I had to take, you know, the stabilizer off, I had to take the triple tree apart, I had to take all the connections off, everything had to come out. I had to drill a hole somewhere underneath so that I could run the wiring through, and then snake everything through there. The wiring harness wasn't too bad, but I had to teach myself to solder. I thought soldering was a good idea. So it was just a shit ton of trial and error, and I really hope that this time I won't have to do all that. As long as I can snake that wire right there through the bars, and then maybe put like a mousing wire or some type of string or something, so that way I can pull it back through, then it won't be a problem. If for some reason I can't pull this wire back through the bike again this way, when it's time to put everything back together, I might end up having to take these bars off and everything else. So let's hope that doesn't happen. On the Ksix beer difficulty scale, I'm gonna start off at a 12 beer job. You know, we're just counting for me being thirsty, and I already know this is gonna be a pain in the dick. So let's get to drinking. All right, so to get started, I think the first thing we need to do is start taking off these carbon fiber panels, only because I need to get to the wiring harness that's back there and find out exactly where I soldered. And then try to snake the wiring out through here. Like I said, that's gonna be the tricky part. I hope that I can make this work. Okay, let's see if we can slide this out of here without scratching it. There we go. Nice. So one thing that I discovered is that this wiring harness is the same harness that comes off of a ZX10. So instead of trying to solder the signals wires, past this harness, I just bought the ZX10's wiring harness and then cut into that. And I think that was a much better option. It cost me a few extra dollars, but I think ultimately, had I screwed up, I wouldn't be ruining the bike. Sweet. So that's the end of the ZX10 harness right here. Now I just gotta remove all this fucking electrical tape that I put in here. That's another thing that I was not too happy with. Once I got towards the end of this project, like the first time, I kind of slopped everything in there with electrical tape instead of using, shrink wrap and some nice chafing gear. So that's a problem I'm gonna solve this time around. Make sure everything goes back in there nice and neat and looks presentable. The one thing about this bike is that everything is so open. And so if your cable management isn't good, or if something just looks sloppy, it's gonna be easy to tell. And for me, even though it's kind of hidden back behind this, piece of carbon fiber that goes there, I can still see it, and I don't like it. So yeah, we're gonna fix that problem. I am pretty pissed at myself for using so much of it. That was a mistake. I'll never do that again. But now I gotta get all that fucking excess residue off. I think I can clean it up enough where it won't stop it from sliding, because I don't know if you can see, but there's a very tiny hole that I drilled on the underside of this bar that wire has to slide through. So I really hope it's gonna work. I really don't feel like taking all this shit off. I'm gonna finish my first beer and then start on a second. Yeah. All right, so now I got this cleaned up. I'm pretty sure I got all the electrical tape off. What I'm gonna do is start to gently pull this out. That should snake this wire through. Oh, there we go. Whew. All right, that's out. So far, so good. It's moving pretty well. I like it, I like it. I just thought of something. So my original idea was to cut the wire somewhere down here and then hook up a piece of mousing wire and then pull everything through. But I'm thinking now, why don't I just make a cut like here, like right about here? Because I know that this section of the wire is gonna be inside the handlebar anyway. Like, it's not gonna go that far. So if I made a cut right here, then I could easily solder it or do whatever to get it back together and then slide everything back in, and then I wouldn't have to worry about accidentally screwing up and then having to take everything apart. I think that's a better idea. I think that's a lot better idea. So I wanted to do a rough kind of fit just to see how everything would snug together. So just in case you don't recognize this piece, that's this here, just like that. The mirror and this little adapter piece slide onto here, right there, and then the light slides into there. And then once you tighten down this little screw right there, everything kind of cinches together and it doesn't move. Pretty damn sweet. Okay, I ran into an issue. So in order to get this to work, you need 3 pieces. You need these three pieces here, right? This slides into here like this, all the way down, and then it has this weird looking screw thing. It goes on the end, and then you put an Allen key in there. You hold this with a 24mm, and then you tighten it down and it expands, and then that's how it stays snug inside of there. One thing I didn't realize until just now is that there's a hole in here. Obviously there's a hole in there, and there's a hole in this screw. All of the wiring is supposed to snake through there, and you can't tighten this down if there's a wire in there. So the wire has to go through there afterwards. Man, sometimes the best way to get things done is just to do it the right way, and the right way would probably be to take this thing all apart. We're gonna try to get away with not doing that though. So I'll be back. So what I'm gonna try to do is I've already got it kind of prepped, right? I'm gonna slide the wire through there so it'll go through that tiny hole. Slide this guy into place through here, and then pull the wire so that it's just past the head of the screw. So really the wire will be kind of somewhere in there. Once I've got it tight enough, the wire will still be through the hole that I drilled under here, and then I can just slowly push it like out. And if I need to, maybe I can use like a pair of like needle noses or something to like kind of grip the end and then pull it out. So that's what I'm going to try to do. I don't like this idea, but I like this idea more than taking everything apart. So let's give it a shot. Fuck, I need a drink. Oh, I need a beer. Cheers. Alright, so the wire is through. Okay, and then we're going to pull this wire through here enough to get past the head of the screw. Well, now's a good time to test to see if I can get back through. It's not working. Not working. Alright, so why doesn't it work? Alright, you know what? Maybe I was just being a little bitch about it. Let's try it again. Let's make sure both are even. Slide it in, slide it through. Slide it through. Sorry, I'm holding this flashlight here so I can see the inside. So I can see the head of the screw. Alright, so that's it right there, right? That's the screw. When it's time to push it back through. Oh yeah, it is working. It's slow, but ta-da! It came back out. Okay, that should be good right there. Now we just gotta tighten this thing down. I think that's good. Okay. It's in there, right? So now we just gotta snake this wire back through. Come on, wire. Come on, wire. Oh no, it's not moving. I finally get it where it's supposed to be and the fucking thing's not moving. Oh god. Come on, you son of a bitch. But that's it right there. Man, that was scary. I didn't think that was gonna work, but it did. Well, that is it. It is in there, and the idea, as sketchy as it was, worked. Now all that's left to finish this side is to get the mirror on. That's gonna sit just like that. Oh, come on now. There we go. Alright, now the area that we soldered is gone through. Ooh. You know what? That's a problem. I can only go as far as the screw. I can't slide this all the way down to here like I thought because the screw actually starts right about there. Huh. So I might have to cut this. All right, folks, we're back. Day 3, beer 5. I'll tell you a little bit what I did last night. So I think where I ended before, I had decided not to solder and just use some liquid electrical tape and just kind of make the connection and electrical tape it. And sometime in the middle of the night, I got the bright idea that maybe that wasn't smart. Maybe I should solder it. So I got up early this morning, I cut the connection, I soldered it back together, I put electrical tape before I went to work, and that is what I've got. Let's give it a quick test. Oh, it works. Yeah, buddy. I think we are good to go. And that's how it looks. Like I said, it's a nice, clean look. You know, depending on your taste. The Moto Gadgets does offer different types of mirrors, different sizes, but I will say that I do like this one-piece aluminum. You don't have to worry about any glass, and it's always really clear, always easy to see. I am a fan, and I'm glad that I bought this. Thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting the channel. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Check out some of my other videos, and I'll see you guys next time.